Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Today, we're taking a journey into something many of us have probably wondered about at some point. It's this idea of addressing, maybe even returning harm or negative energy that you feel someone has sent your way. And we've got a really unique source for this one. It's an audio recording titled Return Evil Spell to Person Who Did It to You.mp3. Yeah, quite the title. It features a medium named Zami who basically walks listeners through a very, very specific ritual step by step.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Because Zami doesn't just frame this as, protection. She presents it as a very direct counteraction, a way to, in her words, eliminate karma from yourself
Hmm.
and send all that harm that they've done right back to the person who originally put it on top of us.
Yeah.
So our mission today really is to unpack this ritual, look at the steps, the tools, and understand the belief system behind it.
Okay, so Zami kicks things off talking about returning harm. She says, every time they did a ritual to you, every time they did a spell on you. That sounds very tit for tat almost, a direct spiritual response.
It does. And if you look at the bigger picture, it points to a belief in, well, active defense, maybe even confrontational defense against what are perceived as spiritual attacks. Yeah. Zami's wording about karma here is interesting too. It seems less like that big cosmic balance sheet, and more like an immediate energetic problem, like something someone put on you that you need to actively clean off by sending it back. It's a very specific kind of energetic hygiene, if you will.
Right, active defense. So, thinking about that, let's look at the actual tools Zami says you need for this. What are the ingredients for this energetic counter move? It's a curious list.
It really is. You've got a mirror, okay, then a picture of the person involved, two candles specifically, one red, one black, and then salt, pepper, and exactly 3 garlic cloves. It's quite a mix, isn't it? Some things feel very symbolic, others almost mundane. But each clearly has a purpose in this context.
Definitely. Okay, so how does she say to arrange these things? The setup. She says grab the mirror first and put the 3 garlic cloves right on the reflective part. Then the picture of the person, it goes face down on the garlic, so it's facing into the mirror. And this whole arrangement sits on a plate.
Yeah, and the symbolism there is quite layered. Mirrors, in many traditions aren't just for looking at yourself. They're seen as portals or reflectors of energy, sometimes even shields. So placing the picture facing the mirror right on top of that garlic, it creates this really direct symbolic link. The reflection is key. And the garlic, well, that's got centuries of folklore behind it, right?
Right.
Warding off negativity, evil. It acts almost like a filter or a gatekeeper for that connection being made through the mirror.
Okay, makes sense.
Hmm.
Then comes the salt and pepper. This part seems really focused on the intention. Zami says with the salt, you need to actively request and pray for everything that you're asking for, and specifically ask for all that harm to be returned. And you apply it in a continuous circle around everything on the plate. She stresses leaving no space open.
Right. That continuous circle of salt is very common in ritual work across many cultures. Salt's history as a purifier goes way back. Think ancient Rome, even modern practices. Its crystalline structure is often believed to kind of absorb or block negative energy. But here, it's not just a general shield. It's about sealing the intent, containing that energy you're directing back. Like you said, leaving no space open means it's focused, ensuring it goes where it's intended.
A sealed container of intent. And then the pepper. This sounds pretty aggressive. She says the pepper is for causing arguments, the problems, the bad part. You start applying it in a circle like the halt, but then you cross it through the middle in a big cross, so nothing can get away, she says, before finishing the circle. That sounds intense.
It is quite forceful, yes. Pepper, like salt, has its own history in folk magic. Often used for banishing, sure, but also for storing things up, causing discord. And that specific instruction, making a big cross through the middle that interrupts the containment of the circle, feels very pointedly aggressive, designed to really amplify the negative's impact on the target. It's not just returning the harm, it's adding this element of conflict and disruption, making sure the message and the negative energy really hits home.
Wow, okay. So you've got the setup, the focused intent with salt, the added aggression with pepper. What's next? The candles. Zami brings in fire here. And she's very precise about the wax drops. First, the red candle. You light it and let exactly 15 drops of red wax fall. She says this is crucial to keep you safe out of anything that you're doing on this ritual for protection. So nothing can hurt you again. Nothing can touch you again. Then you place the red candle on the plate. What's the significance of 15 drops?
That precision is key, isn't it? It really highlights an important part of these kinds of practices. Self-protection. Red candles are almost universally linked to things like protection, courage, life force, energy. The number 15. Well, numbers in rituals often have specific meanings, though Zami doesn't elaborate on why 15 here. But the act itself, letting those drops fall, it's clearly about building an energetic shield for the person doing the ritual. Fortifying yourself before you send that energy back,
Yeah.
making sure you're not caught in any spiritual crossfire, so to speak.
Right, protecting yourself first. Then the black candle comes into play. It's lit from the red candle, which seems significant, but this time only 3 drops of wax are allowed to fall onto the setup. And this is to secure that everything is returned directly back to her. Why light from the red, and why just 3 drops?
Exactly. That sequencing is deliberate. Black candles are often used for absorbing negativity, banishing, sometimes hexing. So lighting the black candle from the already lit red one, it suggests transferring that protected directed energy into the final banishing or returning action.
Hmm.
It's not just a general banishment, it's powered by the protective intent established earlier. And the 3 drops. 3 is a powerful number in many traditions. Think beginning, middle, end. Mind, body, spirit. It often signifies completion, finality. So 3 drops here really emphasizes a focused, decisive, and final action, making sure the harm is returned, sealed, done. And she also mentions, interestingly, that this ritual only takes 1 day because it gets out of energy out of the same day, implying it's quick, potent.
A quick and decisive energetic return. Okay, so once the candles have burned down completely, what's the final step? Zami says you gather everything, the plate, the remnants, the whole setup, put it in a bag and just toss it within. But she's very clear. It has to go in your outside garbage, never inside. Why outside?
Well, if we think about the whole process, the disposal is just as important as the ritual itself. It's the final act. It symbolizes completely severing the connection. You've done the work, now you release it entirely. Putting it in the outside garbage reinforces that. You're expelling that returned energy, that whole situation, completely from your personal space, your home, your immediate environment. It's a clear physical boundary being drawn. It's out, done, finished, making sure there's no lingering energetic residue.
That makes sense. A complete severing. Wow, what a detailed and really specific ritual we've just unpacked. This deep dive into Zami's recording gives such a fascinating window into one particular way of thinking about and dealing with negative energy or perceived harm.
It absolutely does. And the level of detail really underscores how important intention, specific materials, and precise actions are believed to be in these kinds of practices. Zami's approach is very direct, very confrontational, you could say. It's about actively returning the energy, which contrasts, obviously, with other spiritual paths that might focus more on, say, shielding yourself or cleansing or maybe transforming the energy internally rather than sending it back. Her method leaves very little room for error, it seems. Follow the steps exactly for the intended outcome.
So thinking about all this, what does it mean for you, the listener? Zami says near the end that she brings these rituals to better your homes. It really makes you ponder, doesn't it? What does it actually mean to better your home or your life using a practice like this one? And what are the wider implications, maybe even the ethics, of believing you can actively send negativity or, well, evil spells back where you think they came from? How does that reshape how you see your own energetic boundaries?
Definitely something to think about long after this deep dive is over.